What's up, y'all? Came on here to update y'all about what I got going on, man, and I'm finally with a company. I would say finally, but I'm with a company now. After I told y'all I've been off for months. So, shoot, I'm back with a company that I drove for in 2016. So I'm happy about that, man, because I did good with this company. Pretty much an OTR company. And shoot, man, they've been giving me miles. I came out Sunday, and it's almost time for me to take my 34-hour reset, man. I've been picking these loads up and laying them down, man. I've been running. Today is, what's the day? Saturday. Yeah, June 27th, Saturday. Came out Sunday, so I got like 10 hours left on my 70. And then I gotta take a load to McDonough, Georgia. And then I got another load going to Florida. But yeah, man, they've been keeping me moving. Let me tell you about my experience before I started with back with this company. The company, well, I was supposed to come to this company first, but I didn't hear from them for that rest of that week. So I was supposed to be doing my modules on the website, you know, because you got to do orientation at home one day, and then you do one day at the terminal. So I couldn't get in touch with my recruiter to tell her that I'm not able to log in. So I'm thinking like, man, I can't get in touch with her. So I'm gonna have to go with a whole nother company because I was trying to be back in the truck by a certain date. And it was looking slim for me. So I wind up calling another company that was interested in getting things set up with them, you know. But that was company number 2. I really wanted to come to this company that I'm with now. But man, the other company that I was getting set up with, everything was going smooth. I had them got as far as making it back to Orlando to do my drug screen and physical. I got to Orlando that morning, did my drug screen and physical. So everything was looking good to go. So I just parked, waited around, and the guy was supposed to call me to get me set up to do the modules on my iPad or whatever. So I got all the way to that, but then they came and said, hey, well, this particular company only had 150 trucks. I think it's like a small family-owned company. So they said, hey, we don't have no trucks here on the yard, so you gonna have to drive from Orlando, Florida to Kansas City, Kansas in a rental car. And they said we'll take care of your hotel and provide the rental car for you. So I'm thinking like, man, I've been driving 4 years. I done retrieved some trucks before, you know, went and recovered some trucks before, but ain't never been that far in a rental car. So I'm thinking like, hey, but here go the kicker. They told me, so that's almost, you know, a little over 1,200 miles, close to 1,300 miles, something like that, in a rental car. They told me they'd give me $150 to do it. And I'm thinking like, man, y'all must be out your mind. And so, but they didn't tell me that I would have to do that until after I had got everything finished, until they felt like I was like 90% in the door. They told me that. They didn't tell me that in the beginning that, hey, this could be the possible situation. So just be on the lookout in case you have to, you know, do this, do that. They want to slide it in there, Paul, at the last minute. But man, when they tried to do me like that, I'm like, nah, because I don't went and got some trucks before, even with the previous company. You know, had to get on a plane and go get my truck, or you know, drive a few miles, like like 200 miles in a rental car or whatever. But I never drove 1,300 miles for $150 in a rental car. And she was like, I don't understand what's the problem. You're a truck driver, you drive, right? And I started thinking, like, lady, don't bump your head. Y'all gonna pay me $150 now. In a truck at 50 cents a mile, they was gonna pay me 50 cents a mile. It was a refrigerated company. That would have been like, I think I did the math, $618 on that particular trip in the truck. So $618 versus $150. Like, nah, that y'all gonna have to do better than that. Now, if they would have did better with the money, I would have probably did it. But come on, now. It just was the principle that they tried to throw it in there at the last minute. I'm like, I wouldn't have had no problem with it. So, long story long, man, I wind up telling them, I ain't like how I would have did it, but I ain't like how they presented it to me. It was the principle more so than what I had to do. So I ain't really like it, because I said, if they try to do me like that now, imagine when I get hired on with them, the stuff that they're going to try to have me do that's off the wall. So that right there kind of opened my eyes. So I said, nah, I want to go with the first company that I went with. So I told her I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm going to find somewhere else. And she blowing my phone up telling, call me, stuff like that. Give me a call, let's talk about it. So, you know, I stayed professional, man. I gave the lady a call, but in the back of my mind, I kind of knew I was already going somewhere else, man. But so we got talking about it, and then, you know, long story long, I wound up having to take another physical for this company in the same day. I was able to make it to, I forgot what part of Florida, but I was able to make it to Lakeland or somewhere in Florida, man. But I got there in time, man. 3 o'clock, the ladies who do the physical say she normally leave at 3. I had got there right at 3, but she said I'll stay and go ahead and do it. So she did my physical. I knocked it out the way, man. They took my facial hair. I got a few bumps. So I got that knocked out. And long story long, man, I started with this company, man. So I said I drove for this company back in 2016. I like the reputation they have. They keep you moving, man, and the people. The first time I was with them, I was out of Atlanta, but this time I'm out of Florida. But I like the way they've been keeping me moving, man. Every load, they always send me, you know, I always have it, you know, ready to go before I even drop my current load. They already have a pre-plan on me, man. I'll be picking them up, laying them down. So that's the update on me, man. And sure, I've been enjoying it so far, man. It feel good to be back out here after being off 4 months. And then I want to recap on my trucking career a little bit. Now that I got that out the way, that I am back with a company after being off 4 months. Being off 4 months by choice. When I first started driving, man, I used to didn't want to stay out too long. You know, 2 weeks was enough for me. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get back home. At the time, I was taking care of a woman and her kid, and I was trying to always rush back home, man, because I felt like I was paying rent and bills. I want to be there, you know what I'm saying? If I'm wasting this money, I want to see the fruits of my labor. So I was always trying to get home, this and that. But what helped me out this time, now that I, you know, having 4 months to reflect on a few things and get my mind right. What helped me out this time, my homeboy, my friend, he just recently went back into the Army, man, and I'm thinking like he got 2 kids, and he don't get to go home like that. At least I get to go home, so I say that's helping me out, man. I'm planning on staying out. I've been out here. I started Sunday, and I plan on being out the whole month of July. Really, man. I got a goal, man. I'm trying to get to a certain amount of money in the next 3 years. You know, I'm running like that. But yeah, that right there, I just want to touch on that. My homeboy in the Army, I don't want to put his name out there. I don't think I should put his name out there. But he in the Army, he don't get to go home. He going to Kuwait overseas, and I'm thinking like he got 2 kids and a wife. He don't get to go home like that, so at least I can stay out here, you know what I'm saying, a little longer and do my thing, man. It's about doing better and just working hard. All that going home ain't gonna make you no money. I'm talking about for myself, not for nobody else. I'm like, all that going home not gonna put no money in your pocket. And when I was in Miami, man, I was seeing, I'm really not a materialistic person, but it was a thing of seeing all these successful people, being around all these successful people. I walk out the mall, I see somebody sitting there in the Rolls Royce. I take a few more steps down my aisle with my car on, I see a Lamborghini sitting there. And you just see all these successful people, and it's not the material things for me, it's the fact that these people made a decision that I'm gonna do something with my life and I'm gonna be successful, and they made it happen. So I feel like I got the same 24 hours to do what they did, you know, not pocket watching another man or you know, comparing what they've done to what I'm doing. But it just motivated me that, man, I want to be like that in the next 5 years, and I want to be even better or more wealthy. And along with that wealth, I want wisdom and understanding, you know, and you know, stuff like that, man. This might be a little longer video than normal, because I gotta tell you about my trucking career, cuz just give y'all a rundown. I started driving in 2015. I went to training with U.S. Express. My trainer, Joseph Allen, man, that dude was dope. He taught me how to back pretty good. Well, he taught me the fundamentals backing. Backing by myself, I was on the Dollar Tree account with U.S. Express out of Savannah. Dad taught me how to back pretty decent, because you have to back behind them stores. It ain't no joke. Sometimes the way you have to get set up just to get your rollers set up to be able to roll correctly, man, some days. And then it's your first year, you're already a little timid, you're a little nervous, you don't want to tear nothing up or damage nothing. That stuff follow you, so you're already a little nervous. So to have to be nervous but still, you know, back up and get it set up back there, that'll man you up real quick. So Joseph Allen was my trainer, man. I trained OTR, so I had OTR training. We was all in Oregon, stuff like that, and he trusted me. He saw I was a good driver, so he trusted me to do my thing in the mountains. And we in Oregon. I think we was in Oregon, and he back there asleep, and I'm thinking like, man, this man not sitting up here with me, so he must really think I'm a good driver. So that let me know I was doing good, because he back there sleeping like a baby. And he taught me the fundamentals of back. He said when your the back drive tires get lined up with that spot, that's when you start turning out, and then you go, you know, towards the other trucks on the other side. Then you go straight, and then you start, you know, doing your thing. Of course, get out and look. But you know, it's been working for me my whole career. You know, I've been a good backer. So thanks to him, and thanks to that Dollar Tree experience, man. But yeah, start from the beginning, man. Drove for U.S. Express, trained OTR, but wind up going dedicated. I was unloading my trailer. For everybody who don't know about the U.S. Express Dollar Tree account, you gotta unload your own trailer and drive. So I was doing that, man, when I first started, I was out of Jacksonville, Florida. That's what my terminal was. So I was driving. I was doing some crazy stuff, driving from Albany, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida, just to get my truck. And then once I got my truck from the terminal, I drove from Jacksonville to Savannah, Georgia to get my load. Then from Savannah, Georgia, they was always sending me to Florida. From Savannah, Georgia to Florida. Now that I look back on it, I said, man, I was doing some more wild. So that was a lot of driving, man. Just that 3 hours alone, driving from Georgia to Florida for free. And then I got to drive from Jacksonville to Savannah. And then from Savannah to Florida, that was a lot coming from home. So, and then, you know, unloading that trailer. Man, I was in, I don't know how to really pronounce, Kissimmee, Florida. I guess that's how they pronounce it. Kissimmee, Florida, man. I started unloading that trailer, and then my first stop, I don't know how many stops I had that day. First stop, man, after I finished, I knocked that out, boom. And I said, hey, but the store wasn't open yet, but the dude still let me in to buy a drink. So I bought, instead of buying water, I bought a Mountain Dew. So I chilled the Mountain Dew down real quick, and I go on to my next stop. And then, I don't know if I had 2 stops that day. Well, I know the last stop that I got to, my body started to slow down. I was back in the back of the trailer, and I was unloading the boxes. You know, the boxes from the doors all the way to the wall, from the floor to the ceiling. I'm talking about that whole trailer be packed with Dollar Tree supplies. So, man, I'm taking the boxes down, and I realized my eyes starting to cross and my body started to slow down. So I'm thinking like, man, and it was like close to 100 degrees, if not 100 degrees. So I'm thinking like, man, what's wrong with me? I'm losing energy. Man, my eyes starting to cross and almost fell, not realizing that sugar was making me crash. And the heat, not mixed with that heat, the sugar and the heat, were taking your boy out, man. Your boy almost passed out there. So the Dollar Tree guy say, man, you don't look so good. You want to take a break? I said, yeah. So I went in the truck. And this is my first year, so, dude, went in the truck, cut the air on, cooled off a little bit, came back, tried to go at it again. Got tired again. He said, man, we gonna call U.S. for you and tell them that we can just finish this tomorrow, man, because you don't look so good. I said, okay. And I went in the truck a second time to try to get some air, and the Dollar guy went back there and tried to help me out. But he said, it's hot back there, man. I can't do it. So he, that man gave up real quick. Man, back there 0.5 seconds. He said, it's hot back there, man. I can't do it. I'm like, appreciate your help, brother. Not. But, man, I went back there to try to finish. I couldn't, man. I was weak on the stomach. So, but I didn't know it was the sugar that was making me crash, man. After that situation, so I wound up pulling the truck around the building and laying down like a broke down dog. But I can laugh about it now, cause you know your first year you don't kind of know, and then some people know that sugar make you crash, especially in the heat. But I had to learn the hard way. So I laid down on the bed, you know, trying to recover. But then I had to go get me something to eat, put some on my stomach. Man, McDonald's was about a mile and a half, about a mile up the road. Every step I took, I felt weak, or something felt weak. I said, Lord, please get me to McDonald's. So I made the McDonald's, got me something to eat. Bam, and ate that. But I got back to the DC. They was like, you all right? Shoot. And then they was laughing at me a little bit. Say, yeah, man, you don't supposed to drink sugar. Blah, blah, blah. You had to get you some water. So after that, let me tell you, I became obese. Man, I was so good at that junk. Them people in that store said, man, slow down a little bit, slow down. They said, they would always give me compliments. I'm like, you the best one we had, man. You fast. So it was me versus like 3 of them sometimes. 3 Dollar Tree employees that unload the trailer, that stock in the stock room. Sometimes it was 4 of them versus me. and I was beating all of them. I'm chunking them boxes. They were like, man, hey, tell them slow down, slow down. Man. I was a beast after that, but I thought about it long term. I was like, man, I don't want to do this for the rest of my career, so let me bounce. So anyway, man, wound up coming to this company for a year. Did pretty good with them. And yeah, man, that's just a little piece of my trucking career. And then I wind up leaving here, going to Snyder for 2 years. I drove for Snyder for 2 years. I was home every day, off on the weekends. I was going from Albany, Georgia to Dade City, Florida, every day. Like same route, I-75, exit 301, going to our drop lot. Every day, same thing. And I was flip seating with a guy. When he get out of the truck, I get in, so the truck stayed moving. But you go home every day, you're off Saturday and Sunday. And if you want to work on weekends, you could, but that was out of Albany, Georgia, pulling out of Miller Brewery, whatever, however you say it. But I drove for them for 2 years. And I was home every day, off on weekends. That was cool, man. At first, I was making okay money. To be home every day, off on the weekend, you know, making okay money. But then they didn't have enough in their budget. So whatever happened on that particular account to keep paying us like that. So they split us up and gave us our own truck. And then they cut the money down like about $100 or whatever, 100 and something. So after that, I did that for 2 years, and shoot, tried to lease purchase with JB Hunt. Now JB Hunt, when I was there, I would have did well with that lease purchase, because like I said, nothing happened for me to leave. It's just what I was going through outside of trucking kind of made me have to, you know, throw in the towel a little bit. So that's the only reason I left there. So long story long, man, I'm back with this company, man, and I plan on, you know, really grinding and saving, man, and try to change my life for real, man, because I don't had money and lost it and blah blah blah. But I'm trying to learn how to invest. Another thing I want to talk about real quick before I end this video is like, if I didn't have trucking, what would I do? What would I be doing? And I feel like trucking, it's something God used to save my life as far as, you know, financially. Trucking have been a blessing to me, man. I enjoy it a lot, like the freedom you get, where you don't have people standing over your neck, you know, watching you. Because my old supervisor, when I was a janitor, she thought she was slick. She used to follow me around the stock room, making sure I was working. Like, I was a janitor at one place. I worked 4 hours at one place and 4 hours at another place. Like, I was like a utility worker, so I would stock things, mount stuff, move stuff, sweep, whatever. So she was, you know, acting like she looked for somebody in the stock room and be following me like Michael Myers or something. I'd turn around, and so I go hide somewhere and sit down for a little bit, acting like I'm working. Then, or I had my own little closet, office, whatever. It was like a closet where we keep the tools, but I would sit down in there. If I hear that chair move, I pop up, acting like I'm start making noise, acting like I'm working. But you know, I did my job. It just, man, it was like they didn't have a lot for me to do, so I try to sit down. But she wanted me to keep moving, find something to do. I'm like, man, it's boring here. So I sit down, and as soon as I hear her chair move, I pop up, acting like I'm doing something. But anyway, that's what I did before trucking, man. But trucking been a blessing, man. But I think about what would I be doing if I didn't have trucking. You know, I want to learn something outside of trucking, and I want to. When you think about to the world, what could you offer the world? That trucking is already good enough because you supplying the world. But what else can I be doing? What else can I be learning? Like, You know, people know how to weld, people know how to build, fix stuff, and people know how to fix cars, do brakes and stuff like that. I feel like I need to learn something else, you know, outside of trucking to be, you know, flexible. You know, just to learn. I want to continue learning and put some, you know, keep growing as a person. And I'm all over the subject. But that's probably another topic for another day. Shoot, I'm back. You know, to recap to something, I'm going ahead and come to the conclusion. I'm back with a company. I'm enjoying it so far. I've been with this company already for a year. Back in 2016, so I already know what to expect. I know their reputation, they're good. I think about if I want to tell y'all what company that is or not. So yeah, man, I'm finna run all the miles and make all the money. I hope y'all is too. Be safe out there. And yeah, keep it in between the line, man. I'm gonna holler at you.